Yes, I gave you the summary of the story, The Beggar, yesterday. I hope you remember Sergey, you remember the beggar, and you remember Olga also, the lady cook of Sergey who helped the beggar a lot. Now, see, what about the beggar Lashkov? Um, to change his ways. Let us read and find out. In the summary also we discussed that if you want somebody to change, then the right way is to love him. It is not to treat him with hardness, with cruelty, or to punish him. The right way is only to love him. See, kind sir, have pity. Turn your attention to a poor, hungry man. For 3 days I have had nothing to eat. I have not 5 kopecks for a lodging. Kopeck, you can guess that it is a part of the currency. I swear it before God, for 8 years I was a village school teacher, and then I lost my place through intrigues. Intrigues means conspiracies. He means to say that his colleagues played a bad game on him. They held him somewhere and he had to leave his job. I fell a victim to calumny, means conspiracies. It is a year now since I have had anything to do. So we can easily guess that these words could have come from someone who wants a favor from us. Actually, these are the words spoken by Lashkov, where he is begging. The advocate Sergey looked at the ragged means he was wearing torn clothes, fawn colored overcoat of the suppliant here refers to Lashkov, at his dull drunken eyes. So these words are telling you about his appearance also. If you have to write Lashkov's character sketch, you're going to use these words. At the red spot on either cheek, and it seemed to him as if he had seen this man somewhere before. I have now had an offer of a position in the province of Kaluga. The mendicant went on. Mendicant, suppliant, these beggar, these are the words used for Lashkov only. But I have not the money to get there. Help me kindly. I'm ashamed to ask, but I'm obliged to by circumstances. So from here, what is the question that we can ask you? What is the story that Lashkov made to Sergey in order to extract some money from him? The story is this: he had been a school teacher for 8 years and he had to leave his job because of the cleverness and conspiracies of his colleague, and now he has got job somewhere, but he doesn't have the money to go there. So he needed some money to go to the new place and join a new job. Sergey's eyes fell on the man's overshoes, one of which was high and the other low, and he suddenly remembered something. He was an advocate by profession, so he is supposed to be extra watchful and observant. Look here, it seemed to me I met you the day before yesterday in Sadovia Street. But you told me then that you were a student who had been expelled and not a village school teacher. Do you remember? So Sergey recalls that he has seen the same beggar at some other street some days back. So he wants to confirm it, and he tells him that a few days back you told me that you are a student who has been expelled, and now you are telling that you have been a school teacher. No. So stammering, Lashkov is stammering. So we can find out that he is wrong. That cannot be so, mumbled the beggar, taken aback. He was shocked. I'm a village school teacher, and if you like, I can show you my papers. So he's a good artist, acting, because he knows that he is telling lie, but he's telling lie with such an authority that people will have to believe him. Have done with lying. You called yourself a student and even told me what you had been expelled for. Don't you remember? Sergey flushed, means he became angry this time because he could not tolerate falsehood. and turned from the ragged creature with an expression of disgust. "This is dishonesty, my dear sir," he cried angrily. "This is swindling, means cheating. I shall send the police for you, damn you." He means these are the words spoken by Sergei. Sergei knows for sure that Lashkov is telling lies. But he means he's telling he's but Lashkov is not accepting that he is telling a lie, so he threatens him to call police. "Now, sir," he said, laying his hand on his heart, "the fact is, I was lying. I am neither a student nor a school teacher." Now he comes online, but there is no guarantee that whatever he is speaking now, that is true. We don't know even that, but he accepts that he is the same man who was telling the story of an expelled student a few days back. And he accepts that he is neither a student nor a school teacher. All that was fiction, all that was imagination. "Formerly, I sang in a Russian choir." Now, another story that he is a part of a Russian band and was sent away for drunkenness. But that band authorities removed him from the job because he drinks a lot. "But what else can I do? I can't get along without lying. No one will give me anything when I tell the truth. What can I do?" What can you do means he is telling that this is because of circumstances I have become a beggar. What should I do? I have been expelled from the job which I was doing. I'm not getting any job now, and people will not give me money if I don't tell them false stories. So this is means I'm helpless. I have to behave like that. Only then I can get some money. But now we have to find out, as intelligent readers, has he become a beggar really by circumstances or by choice? We have to find out. After reading the chapter, or at least some part of it, things will be clear to us. "What can you do? You ask what you can do," cried Sergei, coming close to him. "Work, that's what you can do. You must work." "Work? Yes, I know that myself, but where can I find work? How would you like to chop wood for me? I would not refuse to do that, but in these days, even skilled woodcutters find themselves sitting without bread." He says that skilled woodcutters are not getting any job. Who will give me the task of cutting wood? "Will you come and chop wood for me?" "Yes, sir, I will." "Very well, we will soon find out." Now see, do you think that Lashkov is really willing to go with Sergei to cut wood? No, but he has been caught in his own story, in his own plot. He can't refuse now. He will have to go. Sergei hastened along, rubbing his hands. He called his cook out of the kitchen. "Here, Olga," he said, "take this gentleman into the woodshed and let him chop wood." Olga is Sergei's cook. The scarecrow of a beggar because he is very thin, and that is because he drinks a lot, shrugged his shoulders. Shrugging the shoulder, like in Hindi we can say kandhe uchkana, and this is an expression of our disinterest. When we want to show that we are not interested in something, we shrug our shoulders, as if in perplexity, confusion, and went irresolutely after the cook. Irresolutely means without any desire to go. It was obvious from his gait, G-A-I-T, gait means the way of walking, chal, that he had not consented to go and chop wood because he was hungry and wanted work, but simply from pride and shame, and because he had been trapped by his own words. It was obvious too that his strength had been undermined by vodka. Vodka is the drink that he takes, and that he was unhealthy and did not feel the slightest inclination for toil. Working hard means he is physically weak at the moment, but the reason is his drinking habit. His drinking habit has made him weak. Sergei hurried into the dining room. From its windows, one could see the woodshed and everything that went on in the yard. Standing at the window, Sergei saw the cook and the beggar come out into the yard by the back door and make their way across the dirty snow to the shed. Olga glared wrathfully, means with hatred, anger, at her companion, shoved him aside with her elbow, unlocked the shed, and angrily banged the door. Means Olga is an angry woman by nature, but we will find her equally loving, caring, and helpful. Even Lashkov will admit later on the excellent thing which Olga did. So I think these 2 pages are enough for a day. Read these 2 pages carefully and think about the questions which can be asked from you. That's all.